All right, so with cylinders and cones, I tried to make the formula as real as I could for you. For the formula of a sphere, the volume of a sphere, though, it gets into calculus, well, or maybe not calculus, but it gets into the fact that a cylinder is made up of lots of tiny pyramids, believe it or not, and how that works to give you this. Honestly, way too much work at this level, so you just need to know this formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We're cubing the radius now. And if you want to think about that, that's because the radius is going not only this way and this way, but it's also going this way. So that might help you think about, okay, we're going in 3 dimensions now with a radius. It's going all the way around. And then the 4/3, you just have to remember. For now, it's magic. All right. We're going to find the volume of each sphere, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth of a unit. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. So here we go. We've got the radius. We've got the formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. And we're going to plug the values in. Well, actually, the only one value. We only have one variable, right? That's the radius, 7. So we'll rewrite it. Pi equals 4/3 pi 7 cubed. What is 7 cubed? Well, that's 7 times 7 times 7, which is 343. So I'm going to rewrite that, substituting for that. Volume equals 4/3 pi times 343. Now, to get this 4/3, what I recommend doing is multiplying this value times 4 and then dividing it by 3. So let me rewrite it to make that clear. Volume equals 4 times 343 over 3 times pi. Okay, so we just multiplied 4 times that value, and then we're dividing it by 3, and we still have pi there. Okay? So we'll do the math. Volume equals 1,372 divided by 3 times pi. Keep doing the math. Volume equals 457.3 pi inches cubed. So here's our solution in terms of pi. Now we're going to go ahead and solve for the solution to the nearest tenth. So we'll plug in 3.14 for pi. So volume is about 475.3 times 3.14. Volume is about 1,435.92 cubic inches. There's our solution to the tenth. So here's our exact solution in terms of pi. Here's our approximate solution to the nearest hundredth. Did we say tenth or hundredths? Let's take a look back. Tenth of a unit. Oh, darn it, I'm rounding too far. Okay, so you actually would be happy with 0.9. Nonetheless, we're going to move forward. Okay, next problem. Go ahead and pause and try this one on your own, but be careful. This is the diameter, so what do you have to do? Okay, did you work it out? Well, let's see. First of all, that's the diameter. That means I need to divide it by 2 to get the radius. Okay, write out my formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Plug in 6 for r. Volume equals 4/3 pi times 6 cubed. 6 cubed is going to be 6 times 6 times 6. That's 216. So I'll plug that in now for 6 cubed. I'll get volume equals 4/3 pi times 216. Now, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 4 times that number and then divide it by 3. So I'll rewrite it. Volume equals 4 times 216 over 3 times pi. And now I just need to do the math on that. Volume equals 864 divided by 3 times pi. Notice I take it one step at a time because that way I'm less likely to make mistakes. Volume equals 288 pi miles cubed. There we go. There's my exact answer in terms of pi. Now I'm going to substitute 3.14 for pi. Volume is about 288 times 3.14. Volume is about 904.3 miles cubed. Onward and forward. Again, volume of a sphere, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth of a unit. using 3.14 for pi. We don't have a picture, but we do have a radius. That's all we need for a sphere. Here's our formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Do you have it memorized yet? You're going to need to. Plug in for r, we're going to substitute in 27 because that's our radius. Volume equals 4/3 pi 27 cubed. Multiply that 4 times 27 and then divide it by 3. Oh, sorry. We need to figure out what 27 cubed is first. Volume equals 4/3 pi times 19,683. Ooh, that number got big fast. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply 4 times that number and then divide by 3. So volume equals 4 times 19,683 divided by 3 times pi. Yes, there are other ways to do this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to show you the simplest way. And the way that if you follow these steps, you'll always get there. All right, doing the math. Volume equals, I just multiplied 4 times that. I got 78,732 divided by 3 times pi. Now I'm going to divide this by 3. Volume equals 26,244 pi feet cubed. There's my answer, exact answer in terms of pi. Now to find it as a decimal, volume is about 26,244 times 3.14. Multiply that out, volume is about 82,406.2 feet cubed. Again, I messed up, but 0.2 is following the directions. All right, last one. Pause, try it on your own first. Hey, that was fast. Okay. We have a diameter of 10. That means we need to work with the radius of 5, right? So here's our formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So we'll get volume equals 4/3 pi times, what's the radius? 5 cubed. That means we'll have volume equals 4/3 pi times 125. Again, I'm going to multiply that as a fraction. Volume equals 4 times 125 over 3 times pi. So volume equals 500 divided by 3 times pi. So volume equals 166.6 repeating. So let's round that off to 7 pi. There's my answer in terms of pi. Now let's go ahead and plug in 3.14 for pi. I'll have volume equals 166. Nope. Volume is about 166.7 times 3.14. Do the math on that. I get volume is about 523.4 centimeters cubed. There's my approximated answer to the nearest tenth. All right, see you in class.